everybody. Thanks for joining. We are joined with a special guest who is a good friend of mine. We have Tsuki Romero from CTD Investments, all the way from
Hey,
New Jersey.
everyone.
Hey, Suki, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, just to get a conversation started, can you tell us about yourself and what your background is?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Suki from New Jersey, just like Mark said. But I was in California for like a really long time, and that's how I met Mark.
Yep,
So
yep.
my background is I'm from New Jersey, grew up in Jersey City. My husband and I were grew up here in Jersey City, but after college, we moved out to the Bay Area. So this was in 2006. We moved out to Oakland, met a bunch of amazing people. Just Mark was one of
Yep,
them.
yep.
And it was just amazing. We absolutely loved the Bay Area. People were nice to us out there. The weather was amazing. So I
Yep,
spent most of my career in tech. So I got really involved in the Silicon Valley space. The majority of my career has been with startups. And
yep.
so I would typically join startups as they prepare to go IPO. And then once they got big, I would leave and say congratulations, that was great, that was fun. Now I would jump back to my next startup and went from there. And throughout that time, I mean, we were there till about 2021. Yeah, and
Mhm.
it was just amazing. COVID shut everything down and changed everything, but yeah, that's my background. We're back home now. We're in Jersey.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing your background. Like, can you tell us about like how you made the transition, like from tech in the Bay Area into real estate?
Yeah, so after moving back, COVID shut everything down in San Francisco. Everything was a little bit weird. It's kind of strange. The city was very gloomy, and we have two young kids. We now have a 2 and 4 year old, but they were born in Berkeley, and walking around on the stroller was just very strange. There was no one out in the
Like,
streets. Everyone had masks, so it's time to come home. When I came back home in New Jersey, I working California hours was really tough.
yeah,
Like, yeah, because of the time difference, I was working till 8, 9 o'clock. I was missing bath time and dinner time with the
yep.
family. And I really took a minute to figure out, like, what is it that I need to do? So I left my fifth startup in
Mm-hmm.
October of last year. So it's a little over a year now. And I
Mm-hmm.
took a break. I just had to self-reflect. Mark, this is
Yep.
why I reached out to you at that time. I don't know if
Exactly.
you remember, but
I
I was
do.
like,
I
yeah,
do.
I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I see you on Instagram. You're posting about real estate. I was like, tell me more because I need to do something different. This isn't
Yeah.
working for me. And that's when I started getting the bug and I was going down the
Love
real
it.
estate rabbit hole.
I
Isn't
love
that
it.
crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy, awesome, fun. I do remember those conversations we had a year ago about how to get started in real estate, and look
Yeah.
at you now. It's
It's
amazing.
it's it went by so fast. It's
Yeah.
I remember calling you and I said, tell me about sub two. What is Pace Morby? Tell me about Jamil. What's Astro? Do you remember?
Yeah,
Like
I
in
do
the
remember
middle.
that.
And it was just, I need to know more. And it really is crazy how fast time has gone or
Yeah.
passed by. But at the same time, we've done so much. You and
Yeah,
I have talked about so much. And
exactly. Yeah.
this time last year, we were both in different places. And now
Correct.
it's completely. If you would have told me this time last year that we would be on this recording a Zoom talking about our real estate investment experience, like I would have been like, I'd call bullshit.
Yeah.
I'd be like, there's no way. But this is great. And thank you
Yeah.
for having me. Ask me
Yeah.
anything. I will tell you guys the good and the bad.
I love it. I love that. Thank you for like your being candid and open about your background and experience, and I'm sure like everybody can see like your enthusiasm before it, and just really just jump in and dive in, and like rolling your rolling your sleeves, and getting your hands
You mean hustling and getting my
hustling.
hands
Exactly.
dirty,
We all gotta
really just
hustle.
grinding? Yeah. So when I was talking to you this time last year, I
Mhm.
remember I was asking you all the questions about sub
Mhm.
two, Astro. I ended up
Mhm.
joining Astro
Yep.
um, around the same time. So
Yep.
it was October, November-ish last year,
Yep.
joined it, and I was super hyped. I like met this crazy community. You guys know, like the sub two community is just exactly the same. Like
Exactly. Say. Yep.
that jumping in that Facebook group, jumping on those
Yep.
calls, like
All those Zoom calls. Yep.
yes, you're feeding off their energy and you're like,
It
well,
is.
this is it. Like this is what I needed. I needed to be around the people who are asking the same questions that I'm asking, who are,
Yeah.
having the same mindset, thinking about, just investing in real estate, investing in my mindset, thinking
Yep.
differently. I just needed to be around people who are on the same page. And it was life-changing. It was amazing.
Can you, from when we spoke about you joining the community last year, tell us a little bit more about like what are some of the projects that you worked on since then?
Yeah. So we spent the majority of our time this year wholesaling. So when I joined Astro, went on all the calls, did the training, did all the Zooms and the additional stuff that even Pace and Jamil were partnering on and things like that, and really just soaking in all the knowledge. And finally hit the ground running. So I met some amazing people locally. So I'm in New Jersey. I met a guy in New York. I met a girl here in New Jersey as well. And the three of us just hit it off. Shout out to Carrie and DT. They're also from Astro. I met them through Astro, and we decided to meet up for coffee. So we're like, hey, let's meet up in person. You guys sound great. Both of them had a different kind of experience from the other folks that I met. Like they too had a corporate background or had a W-2. Carrie's also a mom of a toddler. So I was just able to resonate with both of them in different ways. And so when the three of us met, we were like, hey, we need more than just an accountability partner. We really want to create a business. We want to start a wholesaling operations. We want to raise capital. We want to grow our portfolio. We want to look into all these things from commercial real estate to all the different stuff. Talk to me about Subto and Novation and all the things that we've been seeing on social media. And so we just kind of got excited. And so naturally, so as I get excited, I'm like, great, I need this in writing.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, you guys want to go all in? You want to start a business? Like, I need an operating agreement. I don't just need a handshake. Like, let's really make this work. You want to do this right? Like, I know how to run a business. Let's do this. Like, we're going to kill it together. And this is why.
Right.
And so to answer your question, that has been our biggest project, is starting a real business with two brand new partners that I've never met before Astro. And really just nail down, like, what is our purpose? What is our mission? What is our vision for 2023, then 2024? What do we eventually want to be known for? How important is our voice, like the branding of our voice and all this stuff? Like, we went in deep. And so
Nice.
that has been our major project this year. Again, we only focused on wholesaling. So we did a few deals, but it was on wholesaling, strictly wholesaling. So we don't have any flips under our belt yet.
Yep.
But we definitely have those relationships. We were able to grow our network and got to pick and choose. As the network started to expand, we were able to pick out the good ones and weed out the bad ones, if you know what I mean. Like, there are some people where we're like, yeah, we're never doing that again. We're not dealing with this. And now we just know, that's the best way to learn. Was after a few deals, we're like, okay, this is how we're going to be doing it moving forward. And after we nail that down, we're like, okay, Tsuki's writing a SOP, a standard operating procedure for every wholesale transaction. Here's a checklist of all the things that I want, that I need to tee this up properly. So that has been kind of our major project this year, was creating kind of our fundamentals or our foundation for CTD, real estate investments.
Nice. And it's great that you were able to bring your experience, the discipline, the rigor from your corporate background in Silicon Valley into your, you and your partner's new business ventures. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm some people think I'm crazy and that I'm a little extra, and that's okay. But I need peace of mind. I want to know the process. I want to know what the expectations of me as a wholesaler or as a buyer, like, what are my expectations? What should I be expecting from you as a title company or as a buyer, or as a broker agent? Like, I needed to know all of it, because when I was ready to yell at somebody, I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about or what I was ready to ask for a question. So that has been our project, major project this year. And as we're coming up to December, we've already started talking about 2024 and what we want to do.
Awesome. That's amazing. On that note, are you able to tell us what are some of the things that you guys are looking to do for 2024?
Yeah, so for 2024, me personally, I want to grow my portfolio. So that's going to be my goal for 2024, not just the CTD as a business, but also like I really want to think about how can I get doors under my belt, because that was the purpose, right? I wanted to create generational wealth for the family, have houses under the kids' name. Like that's what I wanted. For CTD in general, for us as a business, when I say we're expanding our network, I really meant expanding our community. So we've been hosting these events, we've been doing them quarterly. And so originally it started off with, hey, if you're an Astro or Subto or TTD and you're local, if you're in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, like food on me, drinks on me, like come on through. I just want to meet you guys. Like, and it's been so much fun. I think I sent you some of the pictures. Like
I see them. They're
it
amazing.
was so
I need to fly out to Jersey to hang out with you guys.
Yes. The last meetup that we had, which was a while ago, but the last meetup that we had almost 100. Actually, it was a little over 100 people that came, because that was including some of us that were working the event. And it was just, again, same thing. You're in a room full of people who are asking the same questions, who have maybe be a few steps ahead of you and talked about their real estate journey or their entrepreneurship journey. And you just feed off that energy, man. It's just, it's worth every penny. We did get sponsored in the last event, so that's what even more amazing was that food was covered, drinks were covered, and so I'm like, oh, next time I'm definitely making Filipino food for everybody. I'm definitely having a DJ, because it was that kind of energy. It was like a family party.
I am definitely coming.
I couldn't believe it. I was so proud and happy that we all came. Everyone had their shirts on, like they had their show shirts or their Subto hats, or everyone's representing. But it was amazing. So that's going to be 2024. We want to continue to expand that community and expand that network. And so we're going to hone in on like, all right, let's be strategic. We'll meet everybody quarterly, but what is it that we want to bring to the folks that come? Because there's a lot of people coming from out of town. So people coming from Philly's like an hour and a half sometimes. Someone came from Connecticut, and that's almost 2 hours. And so we want it to be fun. We want it to be good energy. And it's always cool to kind of just eat and chill, but we also want to bring value to everybody. We want this to be worth it too. So we've been looking at some speakers, but not only speakers. I think based on the feedback last time, we want it to be more hands-on, so that some folks were asking like, hey, can we walk through comping? How do you comp properly? Or how do you determine ARV? Or how do you determine, how do I nail down my rehab cost, in New Jersey? Or my rehab cost in Philly, because a lot of the buyers are saying that wholesalers are just off, that our numbers are off, or that. And so everyone has a different style. Obviously, buyers all have different buy boxes, different criteria. But I think for the events, like we'll have a little bit of fun, a little bit of food, a little bit of music, but we'll also have some sit down classroom type of stuff to get us really. I want people to be able to walk away and be like, oh man, Tsuki, Carrie, DT, like it was worth it, like they're throwing a good event. It's long, but it was worth it. It was worth parking. It was worth the drive. So that's gonna be one of our biggest things for next year. And I really think in addition to that, us growing our rental portfolios is just next level for us.
That's exciting. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Yeah. Can you share a bit more about like if somebody's like interested to get started, like what do you have any advice for them? What should they be doing?
Yeah. Calling friends and family like you and I did. And asking all the questions. The best advice that I can give to anyone who's interested in anything new. So whether it's real estate or just entrepreneurship in general, or just a completely different industry or skill, I think it's super important to educate yourself. And so take the time, to self-reflect. I personally don't like self-reflection because I just want to go and just do it. And I'm like, oh, if it doesn't work out, fuck it, move to the next one and just go. But you absolutely will appreciate yourself for really sitting down in a room. I'm in my office right now, whiteboard or vision board.
You're telling me
what
about
that you want to do. Like you physically literally need to see or write down what your goals are, what you want to do. So the best advice is educate yourself, take in all the knowledge, then write it down. It could be as simple as, hey, I want to, this is a bad example, but it could be as simple as I want to lose 10 pounds by March 1st, And the reason why I'm saying this is a bad example is because everybody says they want to lose weight on New
It's a
Year's,
perfect time to make that
but
resolution.
it's like if you don't have it in your face every day, you're not going to want to wake up to go to the gym, or
That's
you're
true.
not going to be able to discipline yourself. You're not going to be able to make those 30 calls a day if you're trying to wholesale or trying to get motivated sellers to tell you more about their house. You know what I mean? And so if that's your goal, whatever your goal is, write it down.
Mhm.
Literally write it down. Put it on a post in your bathroom. I don't care where you put it. But if
Mhm.
you see it in your face every day, you'll be like, okay, shit, I need to do this. Okay, yes, I need to do this. Just
Keeping
do it.
yourself accountable for your goals.
Yes, and make yourself accountable. Yes. So I would recommend that, and I would definitely recommend this is so cliche and can sound a little corny, but the power of community is strong.
That is
Like
true. I
it
could agree
is
with
so real. And what
that.
I mean by the power of community is surround yourself around people who are on the same page as you. Surround yourself around like-minded people. You want to be an entrepreneur? Go join the free entrepreneur groups, or go to those meetups. If you want to be in real estate investing, go join the Facebook groups and go to the meetups. Yeah, so those are my goals for 2024. Expand the network, expand the community by bringing people together, and then of course regrowing, and hopefully it leads to more doors under our belt, because that's really what the goal is.
More opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Suki, thank you so much. That was fun. Had fun chatting with you. How can somebody get a hold of you?
You can hit me up. I'm all over. I'm on LinkedIn is a good one. And so I'll send you guys a link, but it's really just LinkedIn Tsuki R. So R for Romero. Hit me up and definitely add me on there. I'm super active on there. I'm on Instagram. I'll let Mark drop the link on your YouTube. And then if you guys have any deals or want to shoot me an email, it's Tsuki at ctdrei.com. It's a little tricky because Suki's spelled with a T. So T as in Tom, S as in Sam, UKI, Suki at ctdrei.com. That is a mouthful. We'll drop it in the bio.
Links.
Yes, we'll drop links. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Suki. Talk to you later.